a wig that looks exactly like the product photo. I've got it right here. It's a budget-friendly piece from Raregen that I have been waiting for months and months and months. Here's why. They've got an all-new cap, and I've been waiting for the arrival of this new cap. Raregen, before I even unbox this piece, I just want to talk really quickly. By the way, my name is Ashley. Welcome to Life Beyond Locks. We talk about alternative hair, hair loss, all things related to that. This is a company that was first introduced to me late last year, late 2024, and I was like, okay, there's something here. The hair quality is really good. I feel like I want to see more from this company. I got a second piece. The dye job was beautiful for an overseas company. And I was like, I still want to see more. I didn't love the cap. It wasn't the perfect fit for me, but they have been working on their cap construction all winter long. They actually sent me samples of updated caps just to get my feedback. They wanted to know what I liked, what I thought should be improved. I mean, how cool is that, right? That to me speaks to a company that actually cares about creating a great product. And they sent me this wig asking for honest feedback. They wanted to know everything that I thought about the cap, everything that I thought about the wig, and I'm going to share that with you as well. So we're going to take a look. This is Amelia by Raregen, and in the box you get all kinds of great stuff. By the way, I don't usually do unboxing videos anymore because it's a lot of the standard stuff, but the one thing that Raregen does really nicely, in addition to the standard silk bag and all that, is they send you a stand and you can assemble it yourself and take it with you when you travel or whatever to put your wig on. So I think that that's a great inclusion that they have, that really sets them apart. But what's really going to set them apart is this wig. So I, out of the box, it arrived to me just the other day and I wanted to film content almost immediately, but I didn't have a chance because I put it on my head and I was running around the house trying to show anyone who would take a look at how beautiful this color is, how beautiful this hair is, this cut that it came with. I mean, look at that. This does not look like a budget-friendly piece, does it? But when they're giving a 15% off discount, if you would be willing to use my code, I would be super grateful. It brings the price down currently to under $700. So for less than $700, you get all of this. They say it's 18 inches, but you're gonna see, I think it might be 18 inches from the nape. I need a measuring tape because when I put it on, it's longer than my standard 18-inch wig. So they're describing Amelia as being a light brunette with subtle golden highlights, and I would say that's exactly what it looks like. Calvin, my husband, seems to think that it leans a little bit warmer than my day-to-day piece, which is neutral, neutral maybe to ashy. I would say that it is not overly warm though, and you'll see if you've watched my videos before, you know my bio hair is pretty ashy. And it doesn't look overly warm on me, in my opinion. So I would say that this is a very neutral. They're calling it light brunette. I'm going to say that it's probably about a level 4 to 5 would be my guess. Let's talk about some of the other details that I wanted to include. So the cap is a 5 by 3.5 inch lace, Swiss lace area. The knots are not aggressive. They're lightly bleached. They're probably actually a lightly bleached knot. I don't know if I can get right in there for you to see. There we go. It looks pretty realistic on my hand. So this is a Swiss lace, and then they've got the silk liner there as well to give more realism when it's on your head. So you don't necessarily need to put any extra scar tape or anything like that. The cap is meant to fit a 21.5 to a 22.5 inch circumference. I'm 21.25 inches with almost no bio hair. So this is going to be a little bit too big for me, but if you are of an average size cap, it's going to be really good for you, which is why I do need to wear a wig grip. So it says medium here, and it's probably like, yeah, a more average cap size. You've got your adjusters, you've got clips. I'm going to remove these, but there are, I think, some bendable ear tabs underneath. So I'll let you know once I remove the clips to feel, but there is an ear tab, there's clips on them. You've got the back comb, all the other standard stuff. So overall, the density they're saying is 130. I would say this is on the lighter density side, and you'll see when I have it on, it's more light density than almost any other human hair wig that I own, but it makes it look really natural. That was my husband's response, was, yeah, but it looks so much more natural than your other pieces because of the density. So that's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna pop it on, show you what it looks like out of the box, except that I did go in and cut some of the lace on the wig right away, just because I wanted to see, they wanted me to tell them what I thought of the cap. And so I had to cut the lace a little bit just to see how it was actually going to fit. And before I put it on, I do want to show you this as well, actually. This hairline, I can't remember what they called it, but I noticed it right away. It almost has more of like, not a widow's peak, but it has that kind of curve like this, right? Like it kind of peeks out a bit at the front. If you look closely, you can kind of see they've even cut their lace to mimic that. So I don't know how that's going to go with the wig grip. The first time I tried it on, I wasn't wearing one because I do fear that you might see the wig grip as a consequence of that sort of like recession back here, but it does follow sort of the natural shape of what a regular hairline would look like. Okay, now it does make it a little bit, I need to figure out exactly where to drop this hairline now because it is, so yeah, you can see my wig grip there. So maybe, also I have a really flat occipital bone, so I wear my wig grip. You can see this lace is much too long here, but I told you I just did a rough cut. So I'm gonna have to trim it right back here to make it more realistic. And I'll do that later, but this is just a first look. So I wear my wig grips really far to the front so that they stay in place all day. But if you can wear your wig grip just like a smidge back, I think it'll be better with this wig if you wear a grip. But look at that. No powder in the part line, nothing. This is right out of the box. With a beautiful cut. Looks like a lot, but when I show you the ponytail, it's not overwhelming. So it's actually quite low density, and you can tell because I can do this ear tuck so easily without my ears pushing out at all, which is something that typically happens, right? Normally I put the wig on and my ears immediately pop out when I do an ear tuck, and I'm a huge ear tucker. So that tells you that the density is good. I'm gonna go wash it. I'll come back, wash it, and then we'll style it and we'll see how it holds up through all of that, because I think that that's really important in order to give you a real reflection on whether this is worth the higher budget price point. But at the end of the day, what I'm seeing right now is something that looks much, 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 much higher end than what it costs. And I'm sure you'll agree with me if you've been shopping around in the wig world for a while. So there we go. Gorgeous color, beautifully highlighted, healthy hair, no split ends, you know, cuticles intact, everything looks really good. And I'm gonna go away, wash it, come back, and I'll share some more. I'm back and this piece dried so beautifully after the wash test. I washed her twice. There was some color in the water, but I think the color on the wig still looks fantastic. You can see the beautiful highlights because I just curled her and let her cool for about 10 minutes now. And I just think she's so beautiful. Look how well she took that curl. It's actually gorgeous. So I'm gonna pop her on. So here she is post-wash, post-styling, an absolutely beautiful piece. Okay, so about the washing. So when I washed her twice. There was some color that showed up in the sink. That's totally normal, just like when you get home from the salon after having dyed your own hair. So I washed it twice. I let it air dry. It air dried so beautifully. I'm just gonna show you. I took a little video. It had not like a lot of fluff, not a lot of texture. It was pretty darn straight. So that was great. And it took a curl so beautifully. So I let it air dry. Then I just used a curling iron, my old curling iron. It doesn't even get that hot. And it just curled so beautifully. I took a round brush and I just did the front pieces to give them a little bit of lift. It didn't take very long at all to get this looking as beautiful as it does. I'll do a full turn for you. And then I just want to quickly talk about some of the benefits of this piece. Talk about the benefits here. So there are actually quite a few. One obviously is price point. I'm calling this budget friendly. Yes, it's on the upper end of what I would call budget friendly, but it's still a fraction of the cost of what you would pay for hair of this quality, this color, this length, if you were to go into a shop in North America. Which brings me to another point. US and UK warehouses. So Raregen actually has a warehouse in the US and in the UK, and that means that they'll have free shipping, free return shipping if you are doing a return and you're within the US or within Europe. It also has, the company has a great policy when it comes to returns. So you have 30 days. Obviously it has to be in unworn condition and lace can't be cut. But if you want to try it on, you know, hold it in some different lights and things like that, you are able to return up to 30 days, which is an amazing return policy. So that gives you peace of mind because they know that it can be a little worrisome when you're placing an order online. You don't necessarily want to take that risk if you have to return the piece within a day or two. And so they're extending that time that you have to return the piece, which is really, really great. So Amelia, absolutely gorgeous. I did get confirmation that this is Chinese Remy human hair, but it is some of the most beautiful Chinese Remy human hair I've ever seen. And that it is lightly bleached knots at the front hairline here. So they don't do fully bleached, but they are lightly bleached. And I'm just going to show you what they look like up close. You can see that I've left that lace a little long in the front, and I will cut it back a little bit further, but I just wanted to leave it long until I was done with this review, just because, yeah, I don't want to be cutting right into it until I'm ready to wear it out on the town, which obviously I'm going to do a whole lot with this piece. It's so stunning. This is very much me. Like if you ask, what would you be wearing every day to school, to work, whatever, this is my color, this is my style, this is my density. Absolutely great. So if you have any questions about Amelia, please drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. Thank you to Raregen for making this beautiful piece, for sending it over, for constantly revising and refining your practices and your style and your pieces on the whole. I cannot wait to see what's coming next because they are definitely doing some remarkable work for really affordable prices. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.